Welcome back to Houston Life. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we know caring for your mind is just as important as caring for your body. Licasa Treatment Center recently opened in Conroe. Their mission is to support individuals on a path to healing and recovery. Joining us now, CEO Lilith Moradian and Crystal Hunt, a licensed chemical dependency counselor and case manager. Welcome to you both. Congratulations on the new location in Conroe. And Lilith, we'll start with you. Why is Conroe the right spot for you to open?
The unity in people, the unity with the stakeholders, very supportive. From the day I visited Conroe, it just holds a special place in my heart.
You also have a special emphasis on first responders and veterans. So what kind of support is tailored for them?
The way I look at it, especially our veterans, the care is not there that it should be. The people who serve for our country should be first in line when it comes to services like mental health. So, and my journey started off after I lost my husband, who was also a U.S. military veteran. So I have a big heart for veterans, and my doors are open, whether they can afford it or not.
So you know, Lilith,
opened their policy
firsthand, you know how heartbreaking it can be, how tough it can be for our veterans and first responders. You lost your husband about 10 years ago, is that right?
Yes, 2016, September 14.
I'm sorry for your loss. I think it's great that you have turned his death into something positive to help other people. Crystal, obviously May is Mental Health Awareness Month, but this is something we need to be talking about year-round. And you had kind of a tough upbringing. Do you care to share with us?
Absolutely. My family all struggled with mental health. It was a very silent struggle for them. There wasn't a lot of help offered. And a lot of times family members, you know, they don't want to get help because they're in fear, just like a lot of people are still today, in fear of the stigma and fear of the judgment.
You spent a lot of time in foster care.
I did.
You had some addiction issues. Yep. You were in trouble with the law several times.
I was.
You have gotten on a new path, and now you're helping other clients who have had a similarly tough road. How do you think you were able to connect with these clients just because of your background?
The entire healing process. It's the Me Too thing. It's like when somebody comes in and they are able to connect with another person. It's that heart-to-heart connection that you can only get from somebody who has been through it, who understands. And then also to see where they come after that is done, it inspires people. To
say, like, I see you, I know that road, I've been through something similar. Lilith, starting the conversation, we were chatting before this segment about how, despite all the progress we've made, there is still a stigma that shrouds the conversation around mental health. Talk to us about how Licasa is trying to break down those barriers.
Well, to me, as a business owner, it's very important for a lot of people in power to actually speak up about mental health. It's time for us to let others know that we also have gone through that path. It makes them feel more comfortable and welcome to actually go and get treatment. Because some people think mental health is not serious. A lot of parents say, oh, you're fine, you'll be okay, but that's not how it goes. People need to speak about it. Just like myself, I went through deep depression, dark place in my life, but I chose to come out of that place, and I chose to come out and speak to people, because even when you get an individual therapy, that doesn't help you unless you speak to people that come from trauma as well.
Do you think we also have just this innate tendency to judge people, you know, to size people up and say, oh, well, this person, you have it all together. You're beautiful, you're a business owner. Are people often surprised when they learn how depression, anxiety, fear, stress, all of those things were part of your life at one time?
It definitely was. Just because I'm the CEO, my title means nothing. I'm a human just like all others. And I went through it just like all others, and I'm not ashamed of it. I speak about it to bring awareness for everybody else to know it's okay to speak about it. Get help. It's better than getting help. Let the world be against you, but get help. Don't be ashamed of your story.
What if it is, let's say I'm a loved one of someone who seems to be going through a tough time. How do we start that conversation, Crystal? Oftentimes it might be uncomfortable for someone to say, hey, I love you, I care about you, and and you seem a little bit off or not like yourself.
I think that the biggest thing is being honest, and when you see that, address it. You know, a lot of times when we deal with mental health, we go to bed at night and we're still struggling, and we really feel alone. So you'd be surprised at how that would change if we don't feel seen. And so if you were to tell somebody, I see what you're going through, are you okay? It would mean a world of difference. It's just that barrier that prevents that barrier of like the unknown, the uncomfortability of it, you know?
Is it true that folks who live in more rural areas often struggle even more so because access to resources and services are a bit more scarce?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So in rural areas, the ideology is also different of people. They don't believe that necessarily, like Lilith was saying, that it's a problem. And you'll hear a lot of times people will, tell their kids, oh, you'll be okay, or internet service for that, transportation. People who live in a different social bracket is definitely affected by that.
And people mean well when they say it'll be okay,
Absolutely.
Right? But that can also be very damaging. Licasa has what I understand is a pretty robust outpatient program. Can you talk to us about why this is such a critical service?
The IOP program that we have at Licasa is amazing. We offer groups, and in those groups it's a reflection. So you'll have a group and you'll be conducting the psychoeducational group, and you'll have a client over here who's discussing one thing and the other client's like, oh my gosh, me too, and so that's a beautiful thing, and they're able to solve the other one's problems, not at that moment realizing they just solved their own. So they're able to give advice. And then, of course, the IOP, the outpatient program, is amazing for a lot of different reasons, that being the biggest one, but also because we're able to help them transition while they're in real life, like doing real life. So it's like, do you need help learning how to pay bills? Do you need all these things that we automatically assume that everybody knows how to do? That's not necessarily true. A lot of life skills are taught, and it's a beautiful thing.
And that is so critical, too, because while we're all going through our own mental health journeys, life does not stop, right? Lilith Moradian, Crystal Hunt, thank you so much for stopping by and sharing your stories. And congrats on the new location.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you for having
Conroe.
us. Thank you.
We're glad to have you here today. In the meantime, you can find more information on Licasa's website, licasatreatment.com. You can also call 832-322-5551. And we will be right back with more Houston Life.